Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture 1 of SolidWorks. Today we are going to learn about SolidWorks and its basics. So before learning about SolidWorks, let's first understand what we really mean by 3D modeling. Okay, what is 3D modeling? 3D modeling is a basic process of creating a model of an object in 3 dimensions. But why do we need to create a 3 dimensional model of an object? So these models are basically used for product designs and to run multiple simulations. For example, imagine a company need to make a product A. So before manufacturing the product, the company will make a 3D model of this product and run various tests to test whether the product is correct or is there some error. So by this method, the company can save a lot of time and money. Besides all this, 3D modeling actually feels quite cool. Let me explain why. Okay, imagine you come up with a unique product idea. Okay, now to create that product, you can use some 3D modeling software and design the product on the computer. Later, you can use the help of 3D printer and create your digital create your digital model into a real product. So by this way, you are basically transforming your imagination into reality. So it basically open gate to unlimited ideas, customizable designs, fully functional products that you can make on your own. Okay, but is learning 3D modeling that relevant in today's world? Let's find out. Okay, what a future of 3D modeling. So whenever we talk about future nowadays, we talk about two things: AI and robotics. So in the case of robotics, 3D modeling plays a very important role. For example, you need to create some parts of a robot. So you basically need 3D modeling to do so, or you need to basically run some simulations on the different parts of the robot. So you need the knowledge of 3D modeling. Hence, if you are interested in fields related to robotics, 3D modeling is important to learn. Okay, so till now we have understood that 3D modeling is important, but how can we make a 3D model? Okay, so 3D model. So we can make a 3D model using a 3D modeling software. These are basically user-friendly software used for 3D modeling to run different simulations and run different tests. So there are multiple software on internet for 3D modeling, but in today's video, we are going to focus on SolidWorks. Okay, so let's open SolidWorks. Okay, so when we open SolidWorks, this is the welcome window we typically see, but for some reason it doesn't appear in your case. No problem. You can basically go to File, New, and the same window will appear again. This window basically consists of three main parts: part, assembly, drawing. Let me explain you this with an example. Okay. Now let's first discuss about the part section. Part section is basically converting our main model into various components and making the model of that components. Okay, let's discuss about the part section. Part section is nothing but basically converting our main model into various smaller components. For example, imagine you need to make a model of a robot. So instead of designing the whole robot, I can basically divide the robot into multiple components and make the 3D model of that component. For example, here I have taken head, body, feet, arms. So I will basically make the 3D model of this components and later assemble it. So by following this approach, I have basically two advantages. Basically, reduce the complexity of the design and increases my time efficiency. Okay. Now let's move to the second part. Assembly section is nothing but assembling all the different parts of the model into the main model. So in the previous example, as I have divided my robot into multiple parts and made the 3D model of each part. So now in the assembly section, I will basically combine all the different parts into our main model. Okay. So now moving to the last part, the drawing section. So in the drawing section, we mainly convert our 3D model into 2D sketches. We generally do this to make the blueprint of our model. These blueprints are basically used in the companies to manufacture products and for different purposes. Okay. Now, since we have covered the part assembly and drawing, let's get back to the part section and study the part section more briefly. So let's get back to the SolidWorks. Okay. So we will select the part here. So this will be the interface you will see after selecting the part section. One more important point, the one very important aspect of modeling is the unit system. What unit system are we using? For example, here in SolidWorks, we have multiple unit system like inch, millimeter, centimeter, meter. So according to your preference, you can use any of this. For this video, I am using a millimeter. For making any model, one key element is this design, the sketch. Hence, we need to first make the sketch of our model. Okay, for making sketch, here we have three planes, so you can select any one of it. Okay, as you can see here, there is a orange dot. This orange dot refers the origin in the 3D plane. So this is basically 0, comma 0, comma 0 of the 3D plane. Okay. So, so as you can see here, there are multiple shapes like rectangle, circle, polygon. So you can use this shape to make your sketch. But okay, before starting to make sketch, one thing I always do is make two axis points just for it. Just give me a reference. Okay, just align it with the center point and yeah. So it basically helps when we are making some complex sketches. Okay, so for now I will make a simple. I will just make a square. Okay, and I will align the center of the rectangle and the origin. Okay, okay. Now as you can see, here we have not assigned any side length. So the length of the sides are random. You can just change it randomly here. So to make it fixed, we need to use smart dimension. It is used to give dimension to any sides or angle. Okay. So here I will choose 105 and again here 105. Okay. Now as you can see, the length of both the sides are fixed 105, 105 and our sketch is complete. Okay. Okay. Few key points that we need to take care while making sketches. Our sketch must be fully defined. You can see here it is given fully defined means the side length and the position of our sketch is fixed. For example, if I remove this part length, you can see it has become underdefined. Means the length between this and this is 105, but we have not assigned any length between this and this. So we can randomly change the side, but this distance will not change because it is fixed. And means our square is not fixed. So we can simply use smart dimension to make it fully defined. Okay, one more way to make it fully defined is by using relation. Okay, for example, let's take here this side and this side. Okay, so after choosing this side, you can see here multiple relations are given, like horizontal, vertical, perpendicular, equal. Okay, what this means that by adding relation, we are fixing a relation between these two lines. Okay. What I mean by fixing relation means I am making a constraint between these two lines. For example, if I make it equal, so I have made a constraint that the length of this side and this side must be equal. So after changing the length of this side, the length of this side will automatically change because the length of this side and this side is equal. I will again change it to 105. Okay. Okay. So okay. Not only between sides, you can set relation between any point, side, point, side, tangent, and circles. So now our sketch is again fully defined. Now now let's move further. Okay. Now let's move to feature. So here, as you can see, we have made the 2D sketch. So to convert into 3D, we need to add depth. Since we have already given length and breadth and the get height, we can use extrude base. Here, just click it. So it just provides the height to our sketch, 2D sketch. So here, I let me get 105. Okay. So since you can see here, I have made a cube of dimension 105 millimeters. Now let's see different feature of extrude. Okay, I will take this plane as a reference in explaining. Okay, we will look from the side view. Okay, now you can see that the height axis is on the left side. So to change it to the right side, we can directly use this arrow reverse direction. So it will directly change this from left to right hand. Okay, one another features. There are many different features. So one is for mid plane. In mid plane, what will happen? The distance of the total distance from left to the right, it will be 105, but it will be equally divided on both the side with reference to this plane. Means here it will be around 52.5 mm and here it will be 52.5 mm. There are multiple features that I will discuss in future videos. Okay. Okay, now let's check some new features in the sketch part. Okay, this is the our sketch of the model. Now you can see here offset entities. What is offset entity? Offset entity is just it is a quick method. For example, uh, let's select the square. So if we need to make a outer square or a inner square with 10 mm, 10 mm is the basically the distance between the inner side and outer side. This distance is 10. So we can, instead of making another square and using the smart dimension to set their dimension, you can directly use offset entity and make a square within a square easily. So this is basically square dimension, and you can see this is also defined because the dimension of the outer square is defined, and we are setting a constraint that the inner square must be at 10 mm distance. This side, and this side distance must be 10 mm. So indirectly, it has also some constraint, and it will be also defined. Now you can see here mirror entities here. Now let's talk about mirror entities. For example, here, let's make a square here. Okay. Now you can see the color of the square is blue means it is not defined. So to make it defined, let's fix this. We are setting a relationship between this diagonal and this center of the circle. Okay. Now also it is blue because we have not set the radius and the distance from the respective sides. So let's set the radius of the square as diameter is 20 and this has 30 and also this from this side. Okay. Now you can see there is an error which has occurred. This error is because I have over defined the uh, means what you can understand since I have fixed the circle to this diameter. The point of that circle is fixed to this diameter. Okay, and I have fixed the radius of the circle, and I have fixed this distance. So as it is square, this distance from here to here is default 30. So I am also putting a smart dimension for here 30. So it is giving additional data which is not important. Hence, it is making my picture over defined and more crowded with dimensions. So that is not needed. So I will just remove it. Okay. Okay. Now I can use the mirror entities. Okay. Mirror entities. I basically what I want to do. I just want to mirror my circle to here. Okay. So what it is mirror to okay. Now we will okay. Now we will use mirror and here you can see entities to mirror. Entities to mirror means the entities that we need that we want to mirror. So here what I am basically want to do is I want to mirror this circle to this side. Okay. So I want to mirror this circle above because we need a reference plane or axis around which we need to mirror. So I will just choose here this. So you can see it already provided me a preview about how it will look. Okay, this I am happy with it, so I will. Okay, so you can see ultimately we have made one more circle with okay one more circle. If we do not use this mirror entity, I have to again make a circle, make it define. It will be a tedious task again, but it just make my work easier. I can again mirror about this axis. Let's mirror about this section. So I have just made the four circle. So it's just make our task easy and there are multiple features like linear, a sketch, circular sketch. We will cover this in the future videos. Okay. Also there is a one more feature, trim entities. Now trim entities. For trim entities I need to again make once more circle. Wait. Okay. Now for trim entity, it just trims a part of the shape that I do not require. It does it can trim the whole part, but it helps. For example, if I do not, I just need the inner, so I will just trim that outer part in this outer. Part. So from this circle, only the inner part is left. Outer part is removed. Or if I want to remove this side, okay, okay. As you can see, we have trimmed out the unwanted part of the sketch. Now we have this resulting sketch. So basically, you can use trim entities to remove the part or a side that you do not want. Okay, now let's go back to our old sketch. So here you can see various options. These are basically given so that we can make a particular design easily and in less time. Hence, it basically increases our work efficiency. So I will cover these options in future videos. For now, let's make another sketch to cover so that I can explain you basically about revolved face. Okay, so let's make another sketch. So first, before making the sketch, I will just choose the plane make one vertical and one horizontal, and just for reference. Okay, so now I will just make a circle to set the dimension of the circle. Let's take 30 diameter. Okay, let's make a relation between the center and this horizontal line. Make it coincide, and let's fix the circle at a distance of around 100. Okay. Okay, now as you can see, our sketch is fully defined. So now we can go to features. Now I will just show you what revolve base does. So just select the revolve base. Now here you can see it is asking axis of revolution. So what does basically revolve base does? Okay, first let's again talk about extrude base. So in extrude base, we basically give a height to a 2D sketch. But in revolve base, instead of giving height, we make the revolve base basically form a 3D structure by revolving the 2D sketch around the axis. So here we need to select an axis. If I select this, so you can basically see it just shown as the preview. It is basically forming a ring-like structure. And here you can see here in default it is given 360 degrees. So if you decrease the degree, the degree of revolution will decrease. So it is basically forming a half semicircle like structure. Okay, so I will keep here 360. Okay. Yeah. Now as you can see, our model is ready. So by following the steps that I have discussed in this video, you can start creating some basic model of your own. And best way to learn 3D modeling is by creating different models. Instead of just following in tutorial, you can just think how can this model be made, and you can try many different features on your own and see what basically it does. Okay, so in today's videos I have already covered several features but in the next video I will cover even more cool features. That's all for today. Let me summarize today's lecture. So let's have a quick recap of today's lecture. So today we started with the part section and understand about the significance of having this section. And next we move to the assembly section where all the parts of our model are assembled. After that, we went to the drawing section in which we studied that it basically converts the 3D model to 2D sketches, also called blueprint. Okay. Uh, After drawing session, we got back to the part section and studied about sketches. Basically, what is sketches and why do we need sketch and how to make a sketch. In sketch part, we studied about smart dimension, which is basically used to provide dimensions to different shapes like square, rectangle, polygon. Okay, after completing the sketch, basically converting the sketch to fully defined sketch, we go to extrude base. It basically provides height to our 2D structure. Okay, so after extrude base, and also learn about different type of extrude bases, for example, mid plane. Okay, after extrude base, we uh, went back to the sketch and understand some features of sketch like offset entities. It is used to make a border in or out of a sketch without making the complete sketch again. And in the mirror entity, it is basically used to mirror a particular entity around a reference point. or a reference axis. Now next, we move to trim entities. In trim entities, we can basically trim out the part which we do not require in a sketch. Now after covering the sketch part, we move to the revolved base. They understood that revolved base is similar to extrude base, but in revolved base, we basically revolve our 2D sketch around the axis, forming it into a 3D structure. Okay, so that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching the video.